Now he
ruined
just
for
no
him.
bitches and he's broke.
I like this movie a lot, actually.
Upsettingly unsatisfying, the ending.
Can't talk. We can't talk.
The listener needs to hear this.
You're wrong, and that's on you, and I'm not explaining why.
So the guys that are watching this for the first time, or this is like your first anime, would you be down to watch another one?
So, for this week's episode, I was graced with the ability to pick to finally break the seal, pick one of them anime, and my choice was the 2007 film by Makoto Shinkai, 5 centimeters per second. This is like kind of a, like, at least in my frame of reference, like one of the first anime movies I ever saw.
Did someone tell you to look this one up, or did you just stumble across it?
I stumbled across it just from like, not like an AMV on YouTube, but like just compilation of clips on YouTube. I thought it, like the animation.
He was watching old anime MVs.
Oh, I still do sometimes.
With in the end blasting.
But yeah, so this is one that I had seen before, and like I remember liking it, like as a, you know, again, like an early teenager, but now, you know, as an adult,
Now you hate it.
I think
I think it was terrible.
I have a different amount of appreciation for it. Overall, like, I like it. Probably not as much as some of this director's other movies that I've seen subsequently.
You know what else he's done? I didn't
Your
know
Name,
what it was.
of course.
Oh, this was that guy. Oh.
Your
I
Name.
thought John was about to hit you with the your mom.
he did Your Mom.
Up for that one.
Your name here.
Damn it, Sam.
It's a really good one.
I had that. Yeah, he did Your Name, Weathering with You, and most
Love that
recently,
one.
Suzume. You saw that.
Yeah, that one was alright. It was cool looking.
There was
So,
a door.
so I'll open the floor up to you guys.
Who all seeing this for the first time? Sorry.
This is the first anime movie I've ever watched.
Yeah,
Dude,
me
what
too.
a-
Well, I
an
watched that one
experience.
movie like way back in the day, the one that everyone's seen.
Spirited Away?
Spirited
Yeah.
Away.
Yeah,
Never,
everyone
never
has
saw
seen that
Spirited
one.
Away.
You're missing out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
a,
maybe.
that's a
I think Cole
legitimate.
would love it. I think Cole would love that one, actually.
I would consider that necessary viewing, just in general, for
absolutely.
movies overall.
I enjoyed this movie, but I wasn't a fan of the narration, how much narration there was. Especially in the first episode, like, it reminded me of that Futurama clip where the robot devil was like, "You just can't have your characters announce how they feel. That makes me really angry." There was like a lot of like,
I love that
like,
one.
I sat at the train station and I was sad. I cried because I was sad, and it's like, okay, I get it.
I
Like, you
can
didn't have
see
to say
that. I can see that.
Yeah. So that was maybe like at the very beginning, but I quite enjoyed acts 2 and 3. Definitely more than the first act. The first act was just kind of goofy. I had no idea what was going on, like what was gonna happen. But I don't know. It was a little bit hard to follow at the start.
I disagree. I didn't really get that. Didn't think
You're
like,
wrong.
I'm not. No, I'm just like not sure. Like what was hard to follow. Like it's not like something I got. But
Did he say it was hard to follow?
I did say
Yeah.
it was hard to follow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't know
Well,
like who. Like,
Did you watch it in subtitles or no?
Yeah, I watched the subtitles.
That was probably a little bit of a factor if you're not used
Yeah.
to
There was
that.
no dub, dude. There was no dub.
Good,
Oh,
good.
I bought it on
deserve
Amazon. I had no choice. You didn't say it like, ooh, like I was supposed to learn Japanese to watch this movie.
Dude, you had what, a couple weeks to learn Japanese? Come on.
No, it's just the best way to watch it.
No, I just had trouble learning the characters' names.
Yeah, that's definitely.
That was
Yeah,
probably
no,
that was
that's
probably
fair.
the
Did
biggest
anyone
thing.
watch it in
I
English?
googled the characters like.
I
no,
actually
didn't
did
see it.
rewatch it when I rewatched it today, and that was the first
In
time I watched it
In English?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, yeah, I was wondering if you meant in English. Was it good in English? Was the
It
dub
was.
good?
It wasn't too bad in a dub for once in terms of anime.
Okay.
A lot of the older ones used to be pretty good. They kind of had to be good. But
This was 2007, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
that's how long ago is that already? That's like 16 years. Holy shit! All right, Chris, what were you gonna say there for the rest of it?
Their animation style hasn't changed.
I mean, I went into it with not the highest expectations, but at first I thought it was going to be this like traditional love story, and it ended up being like like kind of world building. How it's like, I don't know, it's not just a linear story. It switches perspectives to someone that we haven't even met like 20 minutes
Yeah.
in or 25 minutes in, and Yeah, no, I thought that was a cool like form of storytelling, and I like this movie a lot actually. We're not doing ratings until the end, but
I want to rate right now.
Just go
yeah,
ahead.
my brain is like computing numbers, but
You have more
I'll
time
say-
to prep it, dude.
yeah,
Doing
yeah,
calculations.
I did enjoy this movie.
Cole, what do you think, dude? Since this is your first time too.
Yeah. I kind of have to agree with Sam with the monologue in the beginning. I kind of thought the girl, Akari, I think was her name. I thought she was reading, or he was reading, like one really long letter from her, and it just never stopped. And I was just thinking in my mind, like, if I got that letter, I would be so angry. I would not
wanna
read the
read
whole
all this.
thing.
Yeah, during the whole time they were separate,
Break up with
she
her.
only ever sent him one gigantic
One
letter
really big letter.
to compensate for how long they were apart.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if someone gave me a book to read, that'd be pretty brutal. But yeah, I liked the second act the most. I kind of didn't like
I agree.
the other
I
two,
agree.
to be honest.
I agree.
Um,
I agree. Cole, hitting it
What-
out of the
what
park.
line it up?
Explain,
We're on it.
elaborate.
I
I need more. I need
I
more.
I didn't like the guy Tanaki Tono. I thought he was a
didn't-
really just lame main character.
Lame.
He was just depressed
You're
the whole
this guy.
time. He had like an amazing life set up for him. He was in this awesome private school. He had that girl throwing herself at him, and he was just depressed and just like such a I don't even know.
being
It
a
was
simp.
just
Being a
frustrating.
fucking
yeah.
simp.
You could say
Dude, I came around on second girl. At the beginning, I was like, fuck,
she's
second girl,
annoying.
that's the op. She sucks. She's better than the first one.
No, she
First
she
girl
won
can
me
suck a
over.
dick, man.
Yeah.
Second
Sorry, what
girl
did
is
first
best
one
girl.
do? What did first one do? Made some
She got
food?
married.
Not shit.
Not
That's
shit else.
absolutely why.
Oh, it's shit else.
Yeah, she did get married.
yeah,
Yeah.
Akari did move on.
Yeah.
Hey,
Also,
everybody moved
second,
on, and
second
he
girl,
was
second
stuck.
girl deserved better than to just become a hippie.
Become a hippie.
That's just like what she did.
Dude, she
what are you gonna do
refound
with your
her
life?
love for
Disappeared.
surfing.
She's,
I'd say that's worth it.
she's
Only hippies,
just
sir.
gonna. Dude, she just became a hippie, dude. That's all she did. She dropped out and just didn't decide to not do anything, just live on the beach.
That's
She's
fucking hard,
taking it
though.
one step at a time. Like,
That's
she's
hard,
chill.
though.
She's chill.
No,
like
Yeah.
that.
my favorite part about that one was when she made that paper airplane that was like that just fucking flew off for 1,000 yards. Like that
She
was the
fucking-
the
Best
career
ever.
she should have taken. It was the best paper airplane
Dude.
I've ever. She knew
Yeah,
what
she
she
gotta
should
share
be
the
doing.
blueprint.
That thing
Yeah.
hit exit velocity, dude. That shit went out.
Shot up like a rocket.
She should
I
have.
would definitely say episode 2 is the like most beautiful episode. Like the animation is crazy in that episode when they do like the space and stuff. I really like that.
Yeah,
But
Yeah, Nate,
Okay.
what are your thoughts?
The
oh
Cosmo
yeah,
Box.
that's what I was gonna go to. Is that I saw this like a long time ago, like when I was probably a couple years after it came out. So I didn't remember a lot about it. The one I remembered the most was the first episode, and I would say that's probably still my favorite. I really like that one, even though I would agree with you guys that this movie gives you whiplash with how much it jumps around. Like that's what it really feels like. You're like here, here, here. I was like, where are they at? I'm like kind of not paying attention for like a second, and I'm confused on where they're at right now. I didn't know who was moving where. And they're in like middle school and they're like living on their own and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like I was so confused what was
Yeah,
happening.
he kind of jumps into reading the note without you knowing that. Like you think I would think that he was saying something that was happening, and I was like, oh wait, no, this is the other girl. This is the girl's words.
Yeah.
All right, I feel like
Like,
I'm
I
really
would, like, have
dumb
to
at
piece that back
understanding like stuff like that, but I feel like it was pretty clear that he was reading the note. I don't know.
It would
guys.
happen,
I
like,
don't
I
know.
got
halfway through the
that,
first
but
sentence.
it wasn't really that for me. But it was jumping around a lot. Like you were all over the place on what time it was. Like what I'm trying to think because it only took place over that one only took place over like a year or two, I think. But it just would jump from one time to another on what they were talking about.
yeah.
And then one would be moving here, and then another one would be moving there, and I forget where they started. And I was like, what the
Well, the
fuck?
first one, it's like set in like 1990s,
I think they were-
I think. Then the second
Yeah.
one, they move later, closer to like 2000, and then later on, it's like 2008 about ish.
I think the girl.
And
But I'm talking about where they moved.
I feel like they had to tell it like that because it's such a long story. It's over the course of like a decade of their
Well,
lives.
I
or
feel like what
whatever.
it was is the movie was only an hour long,
Decades.
so they kind of just like did that all that really fast, and so like
Dude,
you
no
would just,
bullshit.
But I didn't feel like it was rushed though.
I didn't feel
I
like the
thought
movie
this
was
movie
rushed
ended
either, but
25 minutes in.
it did have to do a lot. Yeah.
When it
I wish more
when
movies
it
were
like
like that.
faded to black, I was like, "Is that it? I just paid $5 for 20 minutes."
I would also just say that I still think I really like this movie, but I don't love it. Like the animation is amazing, and the story's cool, but I don't know, it doesn't like blow me away.
Yeah,
to be
it's a
honest.
decently like just all right.
I'd say it's like a pretty
movie.
good like first anime movie to watch. Like it's
Oh,
a
for
really
sure.
good introduction. It's not too weird or too hard to follow on like magic systems and shit. So
Well,
it's
then
it's
you
a little
keep in
easier.
mind that was 2007 animation too.
Yeah, that's actually pretty old, and
That's
it's still that. But
2007 animation, and
it's
it's
not
still,
that old, really.
I'd say, holds pretty on par to
I
some
also
of the
believe
more
this
recent
was.
releases.
But you can also see like this movie and like you said earlier, going on to their later ones like Your Name and stuff. Especially when you mentioned that's what he did, because I didn't even realize that. I didn't really look into the production for this one a lot before we started talking about it.
Well, yeah, that's why I asked you about the foot wine earlier.
But that's why I ignored you. 'Cause I was like, we can't talk. We can't talk.
What is the foot one?
Yeah,
It's a different movie.
The listener needs to hear this. What is the foot one?
In his next movie, one of the big segments in it is the creation of this like traditional foot wine, and this guy like traveling back in time to like learn the traditions of his counterpart, essentially. You know, in the movie, his romantic love interest.
See, that's what I
I
think
don't-
is.
It's foot one.
It's
That's what
weird.
You gotta watch.
That's what I think is interesting about this movie, because, and again, this is like, I've seen the subsequent films that this director has made, and there typically is like a, kind of like a fantastical element to it, some element of like whether it be time travel or some magical element. But this one is very much grounded in reality. It's telling a very like straightforward story, a very like very
A pretty
like
realistic story too.
very, very realistic story. Because also another element too is subsequently later on, not really like a spoiler for anyone that hasn't seen his other movies, but like they end pretty happy. They end
Yeah.
like with typically the couple getting together. But what I really liked about this one upon rewatch is the fact that they don't end up together in the end. And like it was
I remember being upset about that when I was younger.
But what I think is like really interesting too is like I noticed how the movie was kind of building up to that happening, because this whole idea, especially like with the parallel of the space shuttle being sent up in the second story, the idea of him, Takaki looking past everything that's right in front of him, kind of like how a rocket is just infinitely going into space. Or
I mean, they do kind of say that too in the movie.
Yeah,
I
but,
forget
like-
exactly what they say.
yeah, it's like
the
along
girl
those
read 'em.
lines. Yeah,
Read him like a book.
dude, she knew.
She had him figured out. Couldn't land him though. Still folded.
Yeah, but like
Nah, she's the winner in that.
How did you get? She didn't end up with his bitch ass.
Yeah, his boring ass.
His whiny ass. What did he do? He shot a bow and arrow and got a fucking office job. Woo!
He was the Riz Lord. Like every girl in this movie was just like all over him.
That's a pretty big anime
Yeah,
thing.
not
So,
first
like,
girl. First
no.
married that other guy.
Well, she
Yeah,
wasn't
like,
first.
yeah,
was,
but
like crazy
third.
about him.
Yeah,
But, like-
she's just a normal person and moved on after.
But, like, but that's
I
the
just
thing
think
is-
the first
Girl,
story is
worst
like
girl.
really cute and like likable. So I
Oh,
really
yeah.
like that. And the train animation is really cool in that one. Like anything with the train, I think is really cool. I think sometimes in this the faces look a little weird. That's like the only thing I could say about it at all.
I noticed that right away, but I also have never watched an anime before.
you've seen Yu-Gi-Oh.
I mean, they
but-
look weird. They look weird sometimes.
Yeah, what?
Same
When I was like
Sounds-
5.
Yeah. So
When I was 5 for like 10 minutes on 4Kids TV.
Sounds like
Whenever
you need
it
to
was just
rewatch
on.
it. You need to rewatch it.
John, did you finish your point?
oh no,
But-
yeah, I was basically saying like it presents this whole idea of him looking past everything
Oh,
that's
yeah,
actually in front of him, the opportunities that he can have for something that ultimately he'll never be
He'll
able
never
to get
have.
again. Yeah, and I thought that was really
So-
effective, especially as like an adult now.
So
Yeah.
you say
Reaching for
that.
something more.
Yeah, you say that, but I was really frustrated when the movie ended.
It is a frustrating ending.
I didn't pick up that at all.
I liked
I mean,
it.
it
What
makes
was the
sense
happy
now
ending?
that you say it, but I wrote down in my notes. I put this is upsettingly unsatisfying. The ending.
I think it's meant to be. It was a happy ending. I,
I
like
think
the
it's
ending.
meant to be unsatisfying though.
I mean,
Like,
I think you guys are underselling the 5 centimeters per second. I
No,
feel
I-
like
hey,
how is that
weird is that-
underselling it?
no, I'm just saying I don't think we've watched a movie that had like characters that act more like actual people than like the characters in this movie, and they like
Yeah,
feel
it's realistic.
emotions. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like I was just like like blown away, like not blown away. Maybe that's a little that's a little too much, but yeah, it was just
I don't
like
get that much.
I was
feel like
I was
that.
awed by how real the characters were.
I
Yeah.
agree that was
I think
cool.
that's true. But
Oh, you
that's
can
not
go
like.
And they all
I'll agree with Cole. Like, I would prefer to watch a movie that maybe helps escape reality a little bit. Like,
That has like action and like gun shooting and like
No,
bang bang.
no,
Hey,
that's
hey,
not.
but
That's
even
not what.
in-
That's not
you
what they're
know what I
saying.
mean, Chris. You don't have to be so
I'm
condescending.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No, but it's like
fucking dick.
like the only way that could be more realistic is if he didn't quit his job. He was being a bit melodramatic, just like quitting his job over some girl he fell in love with in 8th grade.
Maybe. Just a
I think
little
that was
manic,
hard.
but-
I think that was the best part. He quit his job.
No, but
Dude, why did he
he's
quit
just
his
such a
job? It doesn't make
loser.
any sense.
He's such a
He wanted
loser.
to do something else.
Dude,
I was
now he
rooting
has
for
no
him.
bitches and he's broke. Like, what is he
Yes.
doing, dude?
I was
But he's
rooting for him
balls
to
at
do
the end.
something.
He
Down
accepts
bad.
it.
Yeah. He
Nick,
just
did we
ends
get
at
your
him at his
opinion on the
lowest.
movie? So I know this isn't your first time watching it.
Hey,
This is probably my second or third time watching it.
Is this like really famous?
Relatively, yeah.
I wouldn't
the
say
anime
really
world, yeah.
famous, but it's pretty big.
His other movies
Um,
gradually after this blew up.
Or
so,
way bigger, yeah.
Yeah, so
like a
if people are a
B-lister.
fan of his work, they typically end up checking it out eventually. My thoughts on it though, I mean, I'm kind of on Chris's side with it, how it's like a realistic but still, heartwarming in a sense love story. But it kind of keeps the realistic end on it at the end, where it doesn't always work out, but you can kind of look back and accept things for what they are, like he does at the end.
It's
He
very
smiles
relatable.
while she walks away.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think
good
everybody
message,
can
too.
kind of like think like, oh, that something similar has happened to me. I think everybody kind of has had that experience of like, falling in love and then it just doesn't work out, and then like there's no real like, it's not really like tragic or anything. It just is what it is. So it has like it is charming in that sense.
There's no reasoning. It's just
Yeah,
life.
it just goes on. Yeah, yeah. So
It's a nice
yeah,
slice
and that's
of
why,
life.
yeah.
It's a nice
That's why I
slice
don't
of
get
life
how
story.
it's like a unsatisfying ending. Like I feel
Chris,
like it's
maybe I
not-
wanted some
That's not
explosions.
satisfying.
Okay.
I'll
sorry.
explain. Wait, can I explain
Yeah,
why I said
Takaki
the
should have
word
exploded
unsatisfying?
again.
Yeah, Nate. Yeah.
he should strap himself to a rocket.
I was waiting for the final battle
Oh
where he
my
takes
God.
on her new husband and defeats him for her hand in marriage. That's what I was waiting for. And then
Runs
he ended.
over
I
the
was waiting
husband
for
with a
it.
train.
Leads Wool to get the girl. I like it.
All right, but I specifically said unsatisfying because when you watch the first part, and like I said, it's cute and like it ends kind of sad too. But you're like at the end of that because it keeps going. You kind of want it to work out in the end, but it doesn't for that part at least. Like that's the main thing I mean because the story starts on that, and since that part doesn't work out, it's not what you wanted, but it's still good, and it doesn't mean it's like bad or even negative, but. It's definitely a little
agreed.
unsatisfying
I
from
feel
what
like
you
it's kind of
expect.
the interpreted impact he wants it to have.
Yeah. Maybe unsatisfying isn't a good word, but like
It's submersive in a good way.
Mhm.
Not in
trying
a
to-
frustrating way.
yeah. Like I'm not like mad by the end, but I am like
I wasn't
That's
pissed.
not-
Yeah,
yeah. You're like
Yeah.
that's not what I wanted. Kind of like
Yeah.
how he feels at the end. It does.
Yeah.
I think it does exactly what it's meant to.
yeah. It's charming in that way. I'll give it that.
It's definitely a very charming movie. I agree with
Yeah.
that, like 100%.
I will say, I think the second part was subversive, at least to my expectations, because
Cole was
think the-
obsessed with the second part.
it's
think
just
it's
good.
It is
I-
the- it's the
I
best-
did
it is
not
the best
like
part.
the other parts. But the second part was good.
How do you say your name? Kaine?
Probably. I didn't like look at any of their names. I don't know why.
She's the best character, so it makes sense. Yeah.
Her,
she has
her,
a really
like,
good through line.
I do like stories like
Yeah.
that for her because you always feel bad for him, but
Yeah,
like,
but you
it
feel
ends
like,
up
dude,
being-
I got the feeling
Well,
that
it's
like
such a good setup because that's how it ends for him. That's like so it just like it's such a good story.
I got the
Yeah, it was
feeling that
perfect.
like she's doing okay for herself in life. Like after
She can
after
surf.
the
She
movie,
can
you know?
surf.
Yeah.
She's
doing
gonna
good.
do all right. Yeah, she's doing good. Surfing is
I didn't-
everything.
Hang loose.
Dude, it was so funny, like her just being a teenage girl and is like, he doesn't want me. I'm doing this and that. It's like, shut up, like, shit, get out of your own way,
Bro. Bro,
He's like,
he's
oh,
not
yeah.
gonna, it's not gonna last anyway.
Though.
Yeah, that is like the most important thing in the world to you. So it is like I thought it was cute. She's like always waiting for him at the scooter thing,
Well,
the little scooter stop.
I'm glad you said that,
Yeah.
Nate, about it being like the most important thing in the world. Because, like, when you are like 14 or so, like it is, something
Yeah,
like
they were-
that is the most like important thing in the world.
They were like
I-
18, right? That was senior year of high
No,
school.
Oh,
they were.
Oh, they might
were-
have been like
They were.
16. Yeah.
By the way, they were still in middle school in that one. That I think they were
No,
going.
part
They
two?
were 13 at the start of
part
the
two?
movie.
Yeah.
No, part 2. I think
They were.
in.
They were going
Part
to
two.
high school. They were going to high school.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
yeah, but in
Wait,
part
how old
2,
were
it's
they
the
at
end
the
of
very
high
start?
school. It's the end of high
13.
school because they're going
Oh,
to
yeah,
university
yeah.
after.
Yeah,
but
so
he
they're
was
like 17
He was
then,
like a
never mind.
junior, I think, or something. Maybe he was in his last year. I can't think about it.
Well,
anymore.
Japanese high school is 3
Fuck.
years. So
Yeah, so maybe
Oh.
probably
they,
was
they'd
a
be
senior.
they'd be like 17.
I guess he was a senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, their school.
I was-
school.
But even
their
then,
high school's only 3
Even
years.
then, when you're like,
That was so hard to say.
Even then, when you're like a teenager, those kind of things of like, oh my god, this
The end of the world.
Does this person like me, or would they even like me? Like that is like devastating.
But she kind of overcomes it in the end.
Yeah.
No,
Kind of.
yeah, absolutely. She gets a
Which
good
is-
ending in the end for what
Yeah.
she wanted. But what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, I was gonna talk about him quitting his job in the end. I was gonna say that I think that is like important and like actually kind of set up in the movie because he wasn't focusing on what he really wanted. So I think it was like implied that he didn't like the job he was working. Like even if he was making money, like he really didn't want to be working there.
Yeah, he said he was
Yeah.
doing it just to distract himself or whatever.
Yeah,
I-
well, yeah.
Oh, I
but-
feel like
I'm just
that's
more
kind of
concerned
his
what
whole
happens.
Character is doing things, not things he wanted to do, but kind of just going through life and just doing things, not actually doing things.
what he
of
thought
his
he was
own
supposed to
volition.
do. Yeah,
What he was supposed to do, exactly.
I didn't get that vibe in the second act because it seemed like he was really excited for it. It seemed almost as if he, like, what he really wanted isn't what he thought he wanted. If that makes sense.
I thought he was trying to go to the same school as the other girl, but that's a part I feel like I confused.
He never like sent the text messages, so like
No,
a part of him was like,
He
The
never
girl
goes
wanted
after
to go
what
to
he
the same
wants.
school as him.
Nick's right.
First girl wanted to go to the same school as first guy. Well, only guy, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Our
and
guy.
wait, and then they didn't, right? I'm like, I just got
Yeah,
like,
of course,
no,
yeah,
I
no.
can
they
They
didn't.
never
think
met
about it, I'm
again.
like confusing
Yeah.
myself for no reason. Yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, they
go to
never
the
met
same
again.
school. So I think once again, like he was just going there because of that, and maybe they didn't go to the same school or whatever.
No, they
trying to, at
they
least.
were both moving away out of God, was it Tokyo? Were they in Tokyo?
Town A.
Yeah, but that was in the
Yeah.
first. That was in the
Tokyo, I
first
believe.
part. She moved out of Tokyo, and then he moved out of Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
she
but
moved
then
on.
there was never
we're
like a
talking-
plan of them getting back together. He said earlier, like, I know this love can never work because they're never gonna see each other again.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. But I thought he
Yeah,
was still.
so-
But that was the point. Was he was still trying to make that happen?
But he wasn't. He wasn't sending the messages. He was letting her move on. But he like mentally wasn't moving on himself. That's how I answered.
Yeah,
it.
but that's what. But I thought he was trying to go to the same school as her. But maybe I just fucking made that up in my head. To be honest, like
I
thought,
kind of agree where Chris is going with it.
Yeah, 'cause
yeah, I think I just made that part up in my head and
It's
thought
kinda
that's
like-
what was going on.
they just didn't really have the ability to, given like their circumstance, at least at that
Yeah,
point. in time.
I think that's just what I thought was happening, and I just
At
there was
that
no
point in
actual evidence
time,
behind that.
yes.
Were scooters that popular in 2007 Japan? Like those like
Dude,
motorcycle.
I wish I
like
lived
a
in the-
moped?
I
They've
wish I
always
lived in
been more
coastal
popular
Japan in
there.
2007 to have like a
I think,
little bike
I think,
of your
I believe
own
they've
to ride
always
to
been more
school.
popular.
That'd be sick.
Those would be go
Cheaper.
Go crazy.
You could buy
Why
a
aren't they
little
more
bike right
popular
now.
here?
Yeah, but like
I
I don't
mean,
think
They have.
Cheaper to
You
buy,
can buy
cheaper to
'em.
maintain, cheaper gas.
Yeah, but it's like their roads are different than ours. So.
instead of
You
buying
can buy one right now.
Instead of buying one right
It is
now,
cheap.
I
You could
could
just own a scooter. You
I
could go
could-
rent one. There's one on the sidewalk next to my house. You
Go
can just
buy
take
one.
it.
I could buy one
There's
right
no way
now,
they're more than-
or be a teenager in 2007 Japan. Which one?
That would be- you know what?
Easier.
That's a good point.
Can you both travel back in time and change race? Then you're set.
Can I say, I think this movie probably holds the record for the quickest of like instance of a character saying the name of the movie in the movie.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's like 5 seconds in.
I laughed about that. I was like, haha, he said it.
It was so
like
funny.
immediately.
ねえ、秒速5センチなんだって。
Why
When
is
I
it
first seen
called
it.
5 centimeters per second?
It's how slow cherry blossoms fall.
Yep.
And that's what she says. But I think that's it.
And then
I
notice
mean,
how
if you
they're
mean,
under cherry blossoms at the end too. Nate, go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, do you
Oh.
mean in like a symbolic sense, Chris? Like, or like, what does it mean?
Yeah, because I felt like there was a lot of references to like pace, like blank per meter, blank per like just throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, like at the rocket.
Is it-
point.
Yeah,
What is that?
I thought maybe the point of
I
it was
forget.
like
It was
it
5
was like
kilometers per
slow,
second or something like that.
so it like takes time or something. I don't know. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I really don't know how fast 5 centimeters per second is. But if I assume it's a cherry
Yeah, I tried to
blossom
picture.
falling,
I think
It's probably
5
pretty
centimeters
slow.
is like an inch, roughly.
it's like probably pretty slow. Yeah, so I think it's like saying things take time. Like it took them a long time to figure that out and stuff. And all the characters take time to figure shit out. So I thought maybe that's what it was referring to.
Yeah, because like I mean, like time is like just kind of intrinsic to the way the story is told, and like another thing I thought about too is like generally how being inactive in your desires can be kind of detrimental, because before you know it 5 years have passed and you're still thinking about the same exact thing that you like that you want, and it's like, yeah, I might send her this text message and now I'll send it tomorrow. And 5 years pass.
You know what? I want to specify how much I really do actually like the message in this movie. Like, just like the fact at the end of it's like, even if it's like you can still turn things around. Like, even if you like put all this time into something and it doesn't work out, like you could still make it like make a change and still find something else to do with your life. I think that's just a really good message, because there's a lot of times in life it feels like you fucking wasted your time doing something, and it's like it's not how it works. Like nothing's a waste.
What do you
So
think?
what was the
Takaki
guy
ended up
gonna
doing?
do? Yeah,
Uh,
what do you, like 2 weeks after the movie, what is he
He
doing?
started surfing. He went and found that teacher.
That's what I was concerned about. I was like, dude, this is literally just like the end of Pulp Fiction, where Jules has his moment of clarity, and I'm John Travolta. I'm like, so you decided to be a fucking bum, okay? That's what they did. They got a word for that.
He decided to be a bum.
Yeah, what's he gonna do? Is you gotta get another job.
What if there is like a
Or he could
sequel to
hang
this, and
10.
It's like him going to rehab. Like he fucking
Yeah.
just ended up on drugs.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess did he move for the job, and then the end of the movie takes place like at the
he
same
move for the
place as
job?
the very. That's what I thought. I thought he like returned home after he
No,
quit.
See, they changed location so much. Like this is what I mean by
hard to
like,
tell.
yeah, I'm like, it's so
Yeah.
quick. Like I'm like, where
Alright,
the fuck are they
In-
at? That's
in
what
my
really
head
gets me.
canon- In my head canon, he returned home because that's where he wanted to be, and that's what would make him happy, rather than like going some other place for work. That's my head canon.
Oh well,
Whether
in
those
my
events
head,
are true or not.
if that's true, in my head, it would have been because that's where maybe like they met, and maybe he was still like thinking about that and shit. Maybe that was part of the motivation.
No,
Every
he
character
moved
except the
on.
main character.
Cole's
learned a
chomping at the
lesson.
bit.
It seemed like he smiled at the train tracks. He was like, that
Yeah,
was
he's
Wait,
over.
I thought. Wait a minute. I thought you were saying he moved there before, not after. After he quit, or before the job?
No, I think he's.
Wasn't the job in the apartment, like in that big, like,
Shit, what do you,
building?
wait, what is it? The job
Wasn't
in
that
the
in
apartment?
Tokyo?
He's a coder.
I didn't mean to say apartment.
The apartment
Wasn't that in
The
Tokyo?
job was in the city, and then
Well,
he-
Tokyo's a city. There's a lot of
Which-
cities in
which didn't
Japan.
they grow up in
Sam.
Tokyo?
There's only one city.
Yeah, I thought he
Only
lived in like
Tokyo.
a smaller city, and then he moved to the big city for work, and then when he quit, he came back home.
Oh, did he?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That's
They
what
were
I
from
think is
Tokyo.
happening.
I don't
My
know.
bad.
That's what
I
I'm
was-
thinking. I could
Where
be
they
wrong
from
about
then?
that.
I
That's,
thought
that's
I
what
thought
I
he just
think.
I thought he just moved back to his home town, like home city.
That's what I thought.
And then like got a job in his home city, and like that's
Oh,
just where he's been.
Okay.
That's what
At
I
the
think.
end.
No,
Yeah. See, I thought
no, I mean as in like the entirety of the third
Act
episode
is in his home city.
is in his home city. Like he moved,
Yeah,
he
that's
moved
what I
back,
thought.
got job, quit job. All
Yeah,
within
that's
that
what
same
I
city.
thought
Yeah,
happened.
that's what it is. Yeah, they're from Tokyo,
Oh.
and then his job was in Tokyo. Yeah.
So he is
Well,
just a
they
bum.
moved around a lot, but yeah, if he fucking quit his job in Tokyo, he ain't affording that shit. So I was gonna ask, so the guys that are watching this for the first time, are you like, or this is like your first anime? Like, would you be down to watch another one? How are you feeling
No,
Here's what I
towards
will
anime
say.
right now?
I don't have a choice. The wheel. It is up to the wheel.
The wheel.
Well, I mean,
the
like,
wheel
maybe
is
on your
indifferent.
own. Would you
La-
go
Lady
maybe and do
Fate.
some retreat?
I don't
Own
think I'd
dance
go out of my
numbers.
way to go watch anime.
Do you think you would pick another anime movie that interests you?
Pick one.
I have a
Pick
suggestion
is a
for you,
strong
Sam.
word.
Big one, yeah.
I would not watch it by myself.
Not
but
ballsy
I would
enough.
watch it if we wanted to talk about it. For
Not
sure.
ballsy enough. All right, I think I have a
Um,
movie that might turn Sam around on that. I want to give it a try at some point.
What did you what did you think of the very close but very clearly not correct like advertisements in the movie? like
Those are
like
funny.
instead of Starbucks, it's like Stank Bucks or something like that.
Yeah.
McRonald's.
McRonald's, yeah.
Was I
never saw
wrong
one.
about the There's like the coffee that they get in like the milk jugs. Doesn't one just say like super coffee or something? Like it was
Yeah,
really
there was a-
Probably,
well,
yes.
Even
Well-
the one he was drinking was goofy. It was like milk coffee. It was like some stupid
Well,
name.
that's
To
what
be
it was.
fair,
it was like
though,
milk coffee.
to be
or
fair,
Milk
something.
coffee
that kind of canned coffee is like very
is popular
It's very
there.
popular in
Yes.
Japan.
No,
But,
like,
you know that's
I know
you know
the
why they
containers are different. Yeah.
all those weird Kit Kats they've started selling. That's because they were super popular in Japan, so they just like brought them over here, like the mint
Oh,
ones
really?
and shit. Yeah, the ones they just started selling. It's because they're like for some reason super popular over
but
there.
it's an
Oh, they have
extremely
crazy flavors in Japanese candy.
Yeah.
it's an extremely common trend to like want to include real like American brands like Starbucks and McDonald's and all of
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But they just very like closely
They're allowed to do knockoffs,
to like
though.
a
Parodies are
comical
allowed.
degree. Like again, like Stank Bucks, you know, like,
They have different laws,
Oil it
so they can get
bangs.
away with that stuff. Oil it bangs.
Yeah, I forgot there was the scene of them crushing some Grimace birthday meals. I forgot. I want to Grimace.
I'm gonna try the Grimace shake for the first time. That's actually pretty good.
Dude, they were crushing some QPs, man. Quarter pounders.
in case you couldn't tell.
I just had a question for the people that watch anime.
The
Because
weed.
I've seen one show. I've seen one show fully a part of another show, and then this. And
That's pretty good.
why does it seem
Show
like
Avatar.
every single girl has the same exact voice actor, or like sounds the exact same? It's like that
Well-
screechy, high pitched. Like
Most of them do talk like that in anime. I don't know. It's just like a a kind of a stereotype that, and they just do it in anime, I guess.
like when
It
they
could
were
just be fan service at this
switched to a
point
different
too.
girl. What?
It could be fan service.
It's just what people enjoy
Yeah,
listening to, I guess. Like it's just like a weird
I
kind of
I
cultural
would
thing, I
be
guess. They kind of
inclined. I would be inclined to say it's probably just like, given the time this came out, like from that era, like that was probably more common, that type
Well-
of voice acting.
That's what I was saying. It's like an anime trope or like a manga trope to make the girls like super cutesy and shit. Like,
but, like-
especially older ones.
But I feel like they're a lot different now. Like as it's
I
gone
wouldn't say
on.
altogether. It still exists. It's still something that happens in a lot of manga, or anime. But it's definitely like you get more variation now. They're not all
Yeah,
the same
I
character.
hear a
all the
lot
time.
more range.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying even back then there was plenty, but
yeah.
it just wasn't as prominent. It's
Mhm.
it's
Well,
just
when-
like our movies, same shit.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but when they started the second part originally, and I heard like the girl talk,
I thought it was the same
and they
person.
called. Yeah, I thought it was the same person, and they were calling her by like a nickname.
Yeah, I remember.
Why would they do that? That's so confusing. And then
I
it was-
remember when I was like 10. That's how I knew like what you were thinking. I read your mind.
But of course, like
Yeah.
as in like here in America, there are like actors who kind of just are
Oh, to
themselves.
them, they probably all sound the same.
They're probably
you know?
there definitely are actors over there that are kind of like just themselves in every role they
Mhm.
play. So yeah, it's probably that too.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it's the language barrier too. Like, so you hear someone that to like Japanese people are like, he sounds nothing like this fucking guy. But
Yeah.
it's the same with us. Like, we're like, no, he sounds completely different. But they think we all sound the same. Like, I think we have different accents. Well, we do have different accents, but they wouldn't notice that. They'd be like, yeah, you're just talking bullshit. Like, shut up. It's just like we're doing.
I don't know. I don't agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, why not? Why not, Chris?
Shocker, Chris doesn't agree.
Just leaves the Discord.
No, I was just ending that conversation with a period.
That was a hard.
I didn't
period.
really disagree. I just felt like it would like.
I just
add
felt like
some
that would add some
spice to the end of the
controversy.
conversation. Yeah, exactly.
Now you have to make up a reason why though. So
Yeah,
Good
that's
luck.
like an awful way to end
Yeah.
a conversation.
yeah.
Ooh,
I just
0 out of 10.
disagree.
Chris.
that sounds like this is getting cut. This is getting cut right out.
Elaborate. No.
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 You're wrong, and that's on you, and I'm not explaining why.
Not having seen like an anime movie other than that one, and that was when I was like a kid. I think this would make me maybe wanna watch an anime movie or show with someone. I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to spend.
I would
my
never
own
watch
time.
it by myself. I'm not a
Yeah,
nerd.
Yeah,
I'm not a fucking weirdo.
yeah, exactly. Like, what do you think I am? But yeah, with someone for sure.
I watched this alone in my room. And I'm fucking fine with that. Did you watch this by yourself now, or did you need a friend because it was so scary to watch a fucking anime?
I watched it with
Chris was like
Margaret.
hiding under the covers.
I watched it with
Sam
Margaret. And
actually
she
would
did,
watch
she did
it by
not like it.
Really?
Oh,
She didn't like it
really?
more than I did.
What didn't she
But
like? Did she mention? I'm actually curious to hear.
I mean, we were kind of like just like joking through the whole because us not know. We had the same thing with Cole. We were like, "Who is this? The same girl? Like who?
Yeah.
What's going on right now?" I think that and just like not because the names aren't like American, I guess, or English or whatever. Like it's real easy to get names confused,
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
especially because
Yeah.
I'm reading them and I'm not hearing them.
You don't even
and
know how
they're
to pronounce
different
them, really. Like,
Yeah, so like it just kind of goes like in and out of my head. So like
Been
the
there.
language barrier makes it confusing, like more confusing than is what could be like justifiably put up against the film. Like it's not the film's fault; it's my fault.
Yeah,
that I'm confused. Yeah,
I mean, I would say it's easier to start this kind of stuff in English, but it is a better and it's more worth it for the most part. There's some animes that are really worth watching in English too, but to just watch it in its original dubbing.
yeah. If the dub is awful, like then I can see
It
how that would
ruins it.
distract you from the movie.
ruins it.
Yeah.
It made some
But-
unwatchable for me. Like it's really
Yeah.
fucking.
I mean,
it can
that's
really
just
fuck
voice
up.
acting in general. Like,
True,
even
true.
if I watch like an American animated
Yeah.
movie and some voice actor is terrible, it's like, what the
true.
fuck?
Yeah, voice
I mean,
acting is like an entirely different like skill set than like, on-screen acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also not just talking shit on the voice actors. Like it will come down to the directors and shit too. Like it's not always their fault. Like if they
Yeah.
just make them use the wrong voice and shit.
That is very true. Yes, voice direction.
I don't want to make it sound like I'm just shitting on them. Yeah, that would be rude. I'm not saying that.
I can shit on them. I can be that.
I can do what I want.
Someone's got to do it.
Somebody's got to do it.
No, because
Yeah,
I get that with all the like DC animated movies. Anytime there's an animated Joker, it's awful. It's always bad. They're like Mark Hamill's
Unless
been
it's
the only
Mark
good
Hamill.
one.
There
Every
is-
other one is
There was others that
Awful,
weren't
dude.
bad, but there's nothing on his level. I
dude.
would agree with
Yeah,
that.
they always.
He's
pull
such
me
the
out
gold
of it.
standard. He's such the gold
Yeah.
standard. It feels weird at this point to hear someone else playing.
They
Actually,
all
though-
sound like they're doing an impression. They don't sound
Tro-
like the
Troy
they
Baker,
sound like a Joker
right?
impression.
It was Troy Baker, right?
in
that-
Arkham
he's-
Origins.
He's
Yeah,
pretty good. He's not
That's a
as
good-
good, but he's pretty good.
that is a
Like
good,
I said,
good
like I
point.
said, Mark Hamill is the Joker. Like when you
Yeah.
think of how he sounds, it's either that or Heath Ledger. Like
Heath
that's
Ledger,
the
yeah.
voices that go through your head. Like
Everyone else sounds like
absolutely.
they're doing an
What about
impression
Jared
of those
Leto?
two.
Yeah. shut.
Yeah, what about that guy?
What about him?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how's this
Joaquin
cult?
Phoenix
How's this
was
cult
pretty
doing?
good.
How's this cult doing? Yeah, but it's
What
not
did
as
Jared
iconic.
Leto
That's-
do that
that's
was,
a
like,
little
crazy?
different, yeah.
Like a week ago or something. What did
Probably
Jared
some-
Leto do?
Probably some crazy
He
shit.
he did
'cause he's
Morbius.
twice.
More than.
They released that
Wait.
twice.
They definitely would have froze to death in that shed that they slept in.
Yeah. Why
that
the
was the
fuck
one
did they
thing-
sleep in that shed?
I was like, oh,
Yeah.
because then like the episode ends, and I was like, oh, I guess they
Oh, they
just
died.
froze to death
They
in the
died.
fucking shed. That guy was shivering on the heated train, bro. He's dead, man.
Now that would be unsatisfying. that would be fucking unsatisfying.
That is a
true.
very reasonable. Okay, cool. Sorry.
They were in her hometown. Why didn't her parents just let them?
I
come
was so
inside?
Yeah, I don't know
probably,
why.
Probably because they would have been a little pissed if they
Unrequited
knew.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? My daughter comes home with some random boy or she freezes to death.
Well, yeah, but they probably. Oh, you're right.
The
Yeah,
fact
I
that
don't
she's coming
understand.
home
I'd
at like
have known.
5 a.m. or whatever it was.
Would they not have known that she was meeting him at the train station? Like, I feel like
they
this is
grew up
already
together.
everybody's
They
on
grew
the
up
same
together, right?
page here.
Yeah. Her parents
I feel
probably
like
already
this
knew
is-
who he was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
This
this
is-
really just makes them both look
See-
like idiots.
She like they both. She just wanted to get piped. He wanted to lay pipe, and
But
they
he didn't
can't
even
do
do
that,
that.
at the parents' house.
Gotta do it.
Yeah,
in
I
the
know. Yeah,
shed.
because
Oh, you
it's
think
like
that's what
19
happened? Like
degrees
it was like a
outside.
deleted
Oh,
scene.
yeah, it cut away and he was
Yeah.
cracking it.
Hey. They were 13.
They were 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're also not real, and they also didn't really do that.
Yeah,
I
wrap
know.
this up.
All right then. Well, if you guys don't have anything else to say, I'm glad that
I'm okay with ending there.
I'm
Yeah,
glad
do we want to give
Slap our
ratings?
Yeah,
on the table.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got a new ending we were gonna try. Who wants? John, you go first because you picked, or
Well,
if you want to go last.
Sam has to give me the scale.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone go.
man.
Well,
I'll go last. Yeah.
I'll think of it.
Oh man, the scale. I forgot about that. I'll go first then, I guess. Fuck, I had like an hour to think about it, and I'm kind of flustered right now. I think I'd give this movie I want to give it an 8. Like, I feel like the shortness of it makes me like it a little less. Like, I kind of wanted to see a little more, but
Yeah.
it's so good. Like, it's a perfectly like compact movie. Like, for an hour, you get a lot of story. Like, I really enjoy this movie, and it's gorgeous. Like, every scene, pretty. Like I said, the only complaint maybe their faces sometimes look a little goofy. But I really enjoyed this movie, and the music was good too. We didn't even talk about that, but I really like the music in it.
The song at the end was super goofy. That caught me so off guard.
Wait a minute.
Just play you out for
wait.
like 9 minutes. That song was so long.
I think
It
you're
just
hating.
The
punched up.
the compilation was kind of sudden and just like
That was so funny. It was such a somber ending, and then they just play you out with this like.
But it wasn't. I don't know. I think you're just being a hater.
I think the best like way to say it is melancholic. Like it wasn't like a happy ending for sure because he didn't get what he wanted.
yeah, no.
Bittersweet.
But Chris,
Yeah.
what did you score it?
8.5. I enjoyed it.
Dude,
It was
why
like
do
a
you have
good,
0.5?
good,
Chris
simple-
is gonna-
good,
Chris
good
is gonna have
simple
the most
movie.
fucking
Kind of
points.
hard to capture in a podcast. Like it's hard to like talk about it. Like I don't think there's really much to say because it's pretty simple.
Yeah,
But I
only
like
3 characters. You know,
Yeah.
how much could you talk about?
All right. In that case, I'm gonna come across as a bit of a hater.
Wow.
I'm probably gonna give it like a 6.
Wow,
Maybe.
average.
Okay, that wasn't like that
Yeah.
much of a hater take. I mean,
Fucking
I don't
asshole.
it was a little
I-
bitch take, I'd say. but
How
whatever.
dare you?
All right,
Cole?
fine. A 5.
He built it up.
Whatever.
But
There we go.
Yeah,
Better.
there you go.
Better.
That's what a man
I
would do.
didn't know what. I don't know because I really
You think
liked
it was
the second-
average, or
Yeah.
I'd say 5 or 6. You know,
Yeah, I
Well,
don't know. I thought it was pretty, but I didn't really care for the first and last part.
Yeah.
But I really liked the second part. So
I will say the ending was like I remember saying to you guys, I was like, "How does this end in 5 minutes? Like, what the fuck is gonna happen?"
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with Cole. I kind of feel indifferent towards this movie. And I don't mean that really in a bad way, but like there were some parts I liked, some parts I disliked, and they kind of balanced out at the end. So again, I really liked the second part, but the first part was a little goofy and the third part was just kind of eh. And yeah, I don't know. There, like I said, there's some stuff I really liked about it. I liked how kind of relatable and charming the story was, and how like it's relatable in a way that doesn't make you really feel nostalgic. It doesn't like cheat out on that. It's like relatable in a sense that it's kind
timeless.
of like a shared
It's
experience.
a timeless
Yeah,
experience. That's the best way to say it. Like it's something
Yeah.
that'll happen to everybody at some point.
yeah. So I think I would split it down the middle. So yeah, it feels
Well,
weird to rate it because it's so short.
I'm waiting for the numbers, Sam. You're holding me like I'm fucking.
Are we gonna let Nick go, or should I give John the scale?
You.
give a
What's your
number.
rating? Yeah, we're waiting on
Oh,
you.
5 then. Yeah, I would
Okay.
like to rescind.
Oh.
I would like to rescind a rating. I think American Sniper's a 4. And I think that I gave it a
Wait,
6.
We're going back.
We're doing recensions. Can I take it down to
I
a
just want to
4?
do.
Like,
I just want to.
yeah.
I want
No, I
to
want to
get
take it
that
down
out in
to
the air
four.
because
No,
someone's
I
gonna
mean,
watch
don't be
it
the only
and be
one.
like, he likes this movie less than American Sniper, and that's not the case.
No,
So that's why
I
I had
agree with
suggested
you.
that video. Yeah,
I was too nice to American Sniper. I was afraid to
Yeah.
give it too bad of a review. It is.
Yeah.
It is at least. I liked it as least as little as Possession. Like those movies
It,
were the same.
Yeah, it feels weird to give
Possession
a
was
movie a
better than
5
that.
because everybody like says like, oh, it's an average movie, it's a 7, but that's like way better than average.
That's so
like,
much better than average.
yeah. So I kind of split this movie down the middle.
Yeah, I don't remember what I gave American Sniper, but this is better.
It's
This was
too high.
more enjoyable.
Too high,
Yeah.
probably. We were all too nice back then. Fuck that.
If you
so
guys want to
John-
find out, you can watch our episode about American
Exactly.
Sniper.
Yeah.
With a great title.
John, from a pen and paper to mouse and keyboard, what would you rate this thing?
Probably.
I'm assuming that's how they animate stuff now.
Probably a
God.
touchpad.
Probably.
Touchpad.
Probably. Oh God, what's it called? What's the AI engine called?
Leapfrog learning
Yeah,
path?
engine.
No, it's like oh God, yeah, whatever AI engine they use.
What was the one in South Park?
Chat GPT or whatever.
ChatGPT.
There's one for that just steals like artists' photos and compiles them. I forget what it's called.
Just do ChatGPT. It's just as fun.
Yeah, I'll do ChatGPT.
Hey, if it's not
ChatGPT.
sentient, can it really steal?
Oh my god.
Tune in next
We'll
week to
talk
find
about
out.
that next time when we watch
Yeah.
iRobot. Will Smith's greatest movie.
No, all right, Nick. Big
It's your
text.
turn.
What's
Big text. Come on, let's hear it. It's just you have 10 options. Well, technically 20 because we do 0.5, but you got it.
Longhorn Nick? What are you thinking?
You know, big fan of anime. This one's
Big
not
anime guy.
particularly my favorite out of all the movies, but it's a pretty great one regardless. I'd say I'd have to give it a 7.5.
Very
The
based first.
I just don't want to give 0.5s. I gotta start.
Cinematics
one-
of it are beautiful, beautiful scenes.
This one's very
like you
much
said,
like
very
a
relatable story. So yeah, 7.5. I'm gonna say.
it's very much a
Nice.
building block for what
Yeah.
his other movies would become.
You could see he's testing out his ideas and what he likes.
Yeah.
You know, figure out what he wants to keep and what he wants to get rid of.
All right then.
Yeah.
All right, are we gonna get to the wheel
Chris,
then?
do you have
Chris,
the
you're
wheel?
the wheel guy.
Chris is the wheel guy.
So I guess Nick isn't
Nick?
an option.
No, put Nick on there and take John off.
Yeah.
Wait. We get
John's
cut
already
this out,
not an
but
option.
Nick, put Big Tech
Alright.
would be so fun.
All right.
Ah.
No, it's too late.
Dude, this is so
Oh
big.
my God.
This is rigged, dude. Look at this
I'm
fucking
doing the
wheel. This
podcast.
wheel is
I'm
bullshit.
done doing it.
I'm
I
so
don't
was
want
so
to
sure.
pick someone. I don't want to pick someone.
Either one of them I'm pissed about. They picked 6
Cole, pick a
movies
movie.
each.
I don't want to. I don't want to do
Okay.
that.
Popcorn,
know.
popcorn Nick.
could
Popcorn Nick.
Popcorn and Cole. I'm popcorn and Cole.
Oh, fuck it.
I hate you, dude. You guys have picked the most,
Colin,
both
you
of you.
I feel like Cole
So
hasn't
many
done it in a
movies.
while. What was the last time
Right.
Cole went? What was Cole's last movie? Wait, hold on. Let's set it up.
Probably 2
It
movies
was,
ago.
it was
Yeah.
Arrival, right?
It was so long ago. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You did Indiana Jones. Wait, that was
That
before.
was-
That was before.
Even
That was
longer.
before.
Shit, what else did you do?
Look, Cole and Chris went back to back to back to back to back to
Six
back.
times
I
in a
swear
row.
to God.
To be fair, Sam, you did go previously before this
Yeah,
episode.
That's
That
Alright,
was the last
fair
three
enough.
were
Fair
Nate,
enough.
Sam, John. So
All
now-
right. Well,
yeah.
I'm doing everything everywhere all at once.
All right.
Okay, yeah, that's a good choice. I'm happy. Now I'm
Cool.
happy Cole went. I thought Cole was
Yeah.
gonna pick something stupid.
Now, Cole,
I have not seen that.
Cole's always good at picking
I
stuff.
love that movie. I've watched
All-
it twice already.
All the awards it won are meaningless until we watch it.
Yeah, does it
Yeah.
does it
Yeah,
get
yeah.
does it
This
get
is
our
a real
approval?
review. This is
Did
what
it win
matters.
a filmy? Did it win a
Yeah,
friend?
did it win a filmy?
A film
friend-
trendy.
The friend awards where you get a filmy.
Is
A
it,
filmy
did it
friendly?
make the top 5 video?
Yeah. Exactly.
I think the top
Dude.
5 video will be out by the time this video comes out.
This video? No, not at all. There's like no
Come
chance.
on. All right. Well, is that a wrap? It's a wrap.
I think so. Nick,
That's
Yeah,
a wrap.
thank
I
you
think
so
that's
much
a
for
wrap.
joining us.
Thank you
Big
for having me.
Tex.
Big Tex is here.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching.
Hook 'em horns.
Yeah.
We love
Love
you.
you guys.
Horns up.
Horns up.